2023 has been a huge year for board games, with more than 4,500 games released this year according to the BoardGameGeek database, and that's not counting expansions. Today I'm looking at the highest ranked games of 2023 based on their geek rating. As always, such a ranking is just the result of a vote and some under the hood calculation, so it is what it is and it has its own bias, but I think the list does show quite a few great games. One thing I want to mention as a solo gamer myself is that a lot of the games in the list have very good solo modes. One of them is actually exclusively solo. Honorable mentions go to Thunder Road Vendetta, Forest Shuffle, Beast, Hoplomachus Victorum, and Apiary, which didn't quite make it to the list but are in the top 20. Let's go with the top 15 board games of 2023. Legacy of You is a solo-only worker placement and engine building game where you have to build canals in order to protect your village from floods. Legacy of You has been praised for its non-linear campaign, and some consider it a milestone in solo board gaming. For other awesome solo-only games, check out Under Falling Skies, Warp's Edge, and Coffee Roaster. Nucleum is a heavy Euro board game in which players take role of industrialists trying to succeed in 19th century Saxony. This is a challenging, highly strategic race to build a better infrastructure than your opponents, but keep in mind that the learning curve for this game is pretty steep. The game has a solo mode. If you like Nucleum, you might also want to try other midweight to heavy Euro games such as Evacuation, Taltum, or the City of Silver. Sky Team is a cooperative game exclusively for 2 players, in which you play a pilot and co-pilot at the controls of an airliner. Your goal is to work together as a team to land your airplane in different airports around the world. This is a dice placement game. People like the limited communication aspect, as well as the very thematic gameplay and how much production value the game packs considering its price. For other mid to low complexity games that play under an hour, check Turing Machine, After Us, and Acropolis. Expeditions is an official sequel to popular board game Size by Stonemaier Games, and as such, people had high expectations for this game. Expeditions is a competitive, card-driven engine building game of exploration. You play cards to gain power and unique worker abilities. You explore with your mech to reveal more cards. Gameplay-wise, it is very different from Size, even though they share the same universe, gorgeous art direction, and are both midweight Euro games. For more games with variable player powers and with game sessions of about 90 minutes, people recommend Apiary, Mosaic, and Twilight Inscription. Great Western Trail New Zealand is a re-implementation of very popular game Great Western Trail, in which you have to breed sheep and make your wool farm prosper. Some reviewers say it takes Great Western Trail to new heights, offering players a deeper and more engaging gaming experience. New Zealand introduces deck building mechanics to the game, which people have generally enjoyed. It does add complexity to an already complex Euro game, though. For other Euro games of economic competition, try Sky Mines, La Granja, and Woodcraft. Distilled is a thematic strategy card game about crafting spirits in a distillery, with resource management and push-your-luck elements. You use cards to purchase new ingredients and invest in upgrades to your distillery. You have to age your spirit to enhance its flavor, then bottle and sell it. People like the thematic gameplay, the push-your-luck aspect, as well as the variety of game sessions thanks to the many characters and spirit recipes included. The game has a great solo mode. For other thematic games with a nice solo mode, try Encyclopedia, Rolling Heights, and Hamlet. The White Castle is a Euro-type game with mechanics of resource management, worker placement, and dice placement. You control a clan during the Tokugawa era of Japan. The clan with the most victory points wins the game. People have praised the elegant and streamlined design of this game, stating it brings something fresh to the Euro genre. The Witcher Old World is a competitive adventure board game for 2 to 5 players, set in the world of the popular books and video game series. The game also includes a solo mode. This is an effective adaptation that you will like, in particular if you like the IP. Players enjoy the combat, monsters, and exploration aspects. Others have stated that you should pick a copy only if you're a big fan of the Witcher's universe. For more thematic games of adventure, check Nemesis Lockdown, Nemesis, and Frostpunk. Voidfall is a heavy game of space civilization that combines the player interaction and empire building aspects of 4X games with the resource management mechanics of Euro games. People have praised the competitive multiplayer, in particular on high aggression maps, if you can get past the heavy rules and overall complexity of the game. You might also like Perseverance, Septima, and the Great Wall. Age of Innovation is a standalone game set in the world of Terra Mystica. The game offers 12 factions, each with unique characteristics. You will compete to erect buildings and merge them into cities. Each game allows you to create new combinations of factions, homelands, and abilities. This is a heavy Euro game with a solid solo mode. People are divided on where it stands compared to Terra Mystica and Gaia Project, some being attached to the older games, others saying it improves on its predecessors. Either way, all reviewers agree it is a very solid game. Star Wars, the deck-building game, is a two-player competitive card game in which the Rebels and Empire go head-to-head to eliminate one another's base. As expected from Fantasy Flight games, this is a very competent game with great-looking art. People have stated this is a good gateway game for people who are not familiar with board games or deck building. Reviewers have enjoyed the very thematic gameplay and mechanics. For more Star Wars, check the Clone Wars and Outer Rim. Radlands is another awesome competitive card game for 2 players. Earth is a tableau building game in which you have to grow your ecosystem card engine with animals, plants and terrains. People have said it has more replayability and strategy than Wingspan, a game it is often compared to. You might also like Obsession, Lost Ruins of Arnak and the Isle of Cats. In number 3, Darwin's Journey is a worker placement Eurogame in which players recall Charles Darwin's memories of his adventure through the Galapagos Islands. One of the original points of this game is that your workers can be upgraded, which opens more options down the road. People who have played Darwin's Journey like the crunchy gameplay, the quality of the components, and the solo mode. You might also like Golem, Revive, and Lacrimosa. Hegemony is an asymmetric politics and economics game that puts you in the role of one of the socio-economic groups in a fictional state. The working class, the middle class, the capitalist class, and the state. Hegemony has taken the BGG forums by storm and sits near the top of their strategy board game rankings already. People have called it a true achievement that transcends gaming. Although the game states it is for 2 to 4 players, it is really recommended that you play it with 4 players, when all classes are represented. The game does include automas that can represent some of the classes if you're a few players short or if you want to play solo. Be sure to check out Brass Birmingham and Kanban EV. Number 1 in this list of best board games is absolutely not a new game, but a special edition that really elevates the original game. I'm of course talking of the Castles of Burgundy Special Edition. The concept of the game at its core is about laying tiles to build your kingdom. The Castles of Burgundy is one of those easy to learn, hard to master games that has been a staple of board games since its release in 2011. The special edition was published by, Awaken Realms? Yeah, that's right, and that means it looks gorgeous with its redesign. The special collection also includes an insane amount of expansions and a solo mode that works really well. If you were considering buying the Castles of Burgundy, this is the edition to get in 2023. And this is it for the best ranked games on 2023 so far. What did you think of the list? What was your favorite game that you played this year? Let me know in the comments, and see you next time.